What's up, guys? Welcome back. I think we were live. Good morning if you're in the US or in Canada or whatever. Good afternoon or good evening if you're in Asia. Welcome. I'm in Bangkok right now, so we'll do kind of this review once again. I just want to make sure the microphone's working fine because we have some problems sometimes with that. It's gonna sound weird for a minute or two. If you're watching this live, please comment below in the chat. Let me know that you're watching this live, and I would appreciate. It's always better to have people watching this, and we'll go through the chart as always. I want to look at the zones, maybe do some other things. I'm not sure yet. But we'll try to do that for today, okay? So comment below in the chat if you're watching this live. I would appreciate. Sean, what's up? Welcome. And you can let me also know if the microphone is fine, because sometimes I sound like it can, so it's not the best, because the microphone's like turned off or whatever. So just let me know. I would appreciate. And we'll get started with that in just a minute or two. Awesome, perfect. 5 on 5. Wonderful. So guys, we'll go to the chart like always. And last week I kind of liked a format we did. So I was coming up here to kind of share my reviews of the market, my charts, and you guys suggested things that I could look at and analyze pretty much on the chart. That was kind of nice. If you want to comment below with some things that you want me to look at, I'll look at them. Could be awesome. But yeah, so we'll just do that like last week, and we'll get through that review of the chart. Once again, if you wonder what I trade, we've done like a bunch of videos on that in the past. Just search in YouTube, like Desire Trade Strategy, you'll find something for sure. Or type in my name, Strategy, or just get the free course we have on strategy. I'll give you a link over here. It's not in the chat anywhere, but for the whatever, if you want to check it out, you go on desirtrade.com/BBR strategy. Yeah, free course I built with the stuff from YouTube. You can just watch this and go through and learn the whole strategy for yourself. Okay, so quick thing here if you want to check this out. I made this for you, so it's gonna be easier for you to look at and to watch and to learn. So you just get it here, it's totally free. Okay, so that's it for the strategy. We're good with that. So I want to look at some pairs, and I've seen some zones now that are I've seen some pair that are close to zones right now. It's gonna be a good week, so you have to be careful for this week, I think. Okay, so we'll go through the pairs once again. AUD CAD is coming back to support area at 2.94. I'll be looking at this. This has been a few weeks. But you want to look for bullish shit up there, in my opinion. Okay, we had one over here, which was a pretty good trade, I think. Let me see. No, not a good trade. But yeah, not a good setup. But that was a still pretty move, okay? We had another setup too. So we had one over here, which would have been probably break even. So yeah. But so you just have to wait for more step on this press. Quite boring now. It's like really sideways and weird. So you just have to wait. LDGPY, what if you sent on this last week? I think I got a few alerts. We had set up over here, which is not what you want to take, okay, in my opinion, because the fact that we are between two zones right now, you could trade off this kind of zone over here, which is like a intermediary zone. Okay, so basically the way some people would trade this, they would go over here. They would see this point here as a previous support, turning into a resistance area over there, okay, which I could agree works. But it's intermediate, so it's going to be less reliable. We had a step over here with the Montreal band. Same thing that I trade. Okay, just zoom in on that so you guys can see better. Wait, they removed the zoom thing. That's weird. Strange. Okay, so anyway, it's like at the top over here. Okay, so break off the Montreal band, engulfing candle. To counter breaking outside the Montreal band, that's a really good setup. You enter below the low, stop loss above the high, and reward to risk of, in my case, 3-1. Okay. And I take partial profit, but that's you decide, you define your plan. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I do what I do, and you do what you do. Okay, so but that's kind of how it works. But yeah, so this is not something I would trade because it's like at the zone in the middle, but you can still trade it if you want. Okay, that's it for this. AUD is still at the support area at 1.04, and I have basically my zone on my algo set so that it's gonna take trade like between these two lines. Okay, so from 1.030, so whatever, to 1.044. Okay, this is like my zone. So in between the zones, gonna take trades. Outside of that, the algo won't take trades. Okay, so that's kind of how I look at it. And in the meantime, you just have to wait, be patient, because like now it's really not a big volume. It's like going back and forth, up and down, so not a big range. But that's why you want to be kind of on the sideline waiting and looking for your trades. Okay, on this pair. AUD is close to coming back to a support area at 0.70. It's a round number, which is like really good, and that's where you want to look for bullish setup. Of course, like all these pair here, we all look for bullish setup except AUD which I didn't look for anything. But Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so you look for bullish over there. I think it's not at the level yet. We kind of push here before. I'm gonna wait for more of a push to the 0.70 area and then look for trades. Okay, so it's not quite there yet, but it's close to it. And by the way, guys, this is a question I get all the time. What time frame do I trade? I trade the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart based on my zones on the weekly chart. Okay. CAT CHF has been boring for a couple of weeks. Although one of my students pointed out that you could kind of trade this zone over here. Okay, so basically we'll put a line just to make it easier for you guys. So the zone over there. Okay, so right here. And if you put a good number on this, this is 76, so 176. Okay, this is a zone in between, so we bounced there in the past many times, came back to retest this level a few times, and now we're back here. Okay, so good place to look for trades. In fact, we did have a setup over here, which I just see now. Not a good setup for me. I want to take this one, but I don't think it would have been triggered anyway, because it's like 5 p below the low, which I enter, so it wouldn't be triggered. But in all cases like that could be a zone you trade, but I prefer not to trade that. It's kind of in between, less reliable. I'm looking for these two extremes. So at 0.72 to 74, and then the other upper zone is 0.79 to 78. Okay, that's like the zone I want to trade. In between, it's kind of less reliable for me. Okay, but it's not like in the middle. Euro AUD is messy. It's very like on the flag last week. It's like getting really too tight. It's like up and down, small candlestick, boring stuff. So I won't trade this. We had a setup there which I wouldn't take because it's like past the middle band. Because that's the rule I have. If you look at the course, which is over here, set up for this. You go on design.com/BBR strategy. Yeah, like this. And that's like a rule you'll see in the course, is that if it's beyond the middle band, we don't enter the trade. Or actually, I don't. And interesting thing is that the result, or like the profit at the end of like a long period, are going to be better if you enter all the trades, but the drawdowns will be longer and more tough. You're going to have more losing trades. So up to you if you want to do it. I prefer not to do it because I have small drawdowns, but it's going to be your choice. Okay. So yeah, we don't trade that pair. Euro CAD. Look at this tight thing, but this is like, yeah, it's like a few days ago. Okay. Yeah, this is really tight. So we're coming back to support area anyway at 1.50, a round number also. That's where we look for bullish trades. So far, price like just shoot up pretty fast. We did have a setup over here, which I don't think would have been triggered. Probably not, because like 5 pip beyond the high that we want to enter. I don't think this one beyond the high, but depending on your rule, again, it could be triggered. Okay, so it's up to you. But then you look for bullish trades, in my opinion. So when this happens, now like you don't want to enter here at the top, because that's like a wrong place to enter. So I would wait actually for like a pullback, and I will wait for the Bollinger Band to kind of slow down and like become more tight, and then you look for your trades at the lower band with Bollinger Band. That's kind of a place where price is kind of at the low point, extreme lower point. So you want to look for bullish trades there because of the zone on a bigger time frame. Okay, so that's how we look at it. And same thing on the 1 hour chart. You want to wait for a pullback, like not buy here at the top. Although now this is going to be really tight, but if it expands a little bit more, then you're probably going to have some good trades, okay, on that pair. But if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. I didn't look at the chat for some time, but I'll look at it just after my review and answer your questions. So if you have anything, just comment there, and we'll be able to get to your question right after. Okay. Okay, Euro GBP. Here's the pair. Last week we said if the pair is going to break below this low, 186 to 7, whatever. If it's going to go below this low, then you want to look for the opposite trade. So we look for before a reversal trade, so a bullish trade. But now we want to look for the opposite because it broke the low. Okay, so meaning that price is more likely to go down. So you want to wait for your pullback, price going down a little bit, coming back to retest the level, and that's where you look for your trades. Okay, so basically we'll wait for a pullback on this right here. So we kind of had it before. Okay, I think we had a trade. No, it's not a good trade because that's a bearish candlestick or a doji. I don't think we had a trade so far. Based on my rules, we didn't have a trade, but you want to wait for anyway like a pullback. So price coming back to the upper band of the Bollinger Band on the 1 hour chart or the forward chart, and that's kind of where we'll trade. Okay, and keep in mind that if you trade different time frame, you're gonna have different setup. Okay, it's gonna be the same thing, but it's gonna be like different candlestick formation. So I might have a setup here that you don't have on a 15-minute chart with the same strategy. You might have something that I don't have on the forward chart, and that's fine. Depends on what you trade and what you prefer to trade. Okay, but you could be really good at trading the 15-minute chart, or whatever you prefer. Okay, but so for me, I'm gonna look for bear trades on this for this week. Euro USD is too tight again. We don't trade that. So I said last week I want to wait for a break of the range, either above or below, because trading this like range is like painful and tight. It's not cool. Euro CAD is coming back soon to a resistance area at 1.78. That's been a pair that's been like ranging in between for a long time. So if it's coming back, it's a good sign. I'm happy. So you want to look for bear trades at the top here of the Bollinger Band on the 1 hour chart and forward chart. That's what I do. You decide what to do, of course. But that's going to be a pretty good zone to trade. Okay, so I'm pretty happy about this one. Let's just flag this to be sure. GPCHF is coming back to, well, so again, this pair did the same thing as Euro GBP, which makes sense, right? It's like same currency. But basically, price went to this resistance area here at 1.30, a round number, broke above, close above this high, so that's a good sign. And then we want to look for basically the opposite, so we want to look for bullish trades. So we'll wait for price to go up, come back for retracement or a pullback, and then you would buy on that pullback on the Bollinger Band, okay, on the lower band. So I'm just gonna wait for this. Good pair, good thing. And usually if it's gonna break out and come back, there's gonna be more momentum. So it could be a really good trade on that pair. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this also. GPGPY, it's coming back to a resistance area as well. 148, that's what we want to look for, bear trades. So we didn't go beyond yet, which is good, and I'll be looking for trades over here. So we kind of have a trend line here, which I talked about last week. We don't really need that line. It's kind of, yeah. So yeah, that's what I'll look at for trades. Okay, bear trades at the upper band of the Bollinger Band over here, but so far we're nothing, so it's just boring to look at. Okay. GP into D. I want to wait for this pair to kind of get some moves, some ranges, because now it's like in between and too tight. So I'm not gonna trade that for now. But once it gets closer to 2.05 or actually like 1.88, which it was there before, then I'll look for more trades. Okay, but we're kind of far a little bit from the zone. Plus we had no setup, so it's not good. GPUSD. I want to wait for price to, well, this one again the same, so like the other ones. I either want to wait for this over here, so 1.37, 1.36, or I want to look for a pullback here and then buy on the Bollinger Band. Okay, so let me see how that turns out. No trade here. I think that was a pretty cool setup. Okay, so my algo should have taken this, I'm pretty sure. Just have to double check, but we could technically be in a trade right now on this. Okay, so yeah, although, so yes, this is a really good setup. Okay, so I would take that trade for sure. Yeah, I'll talk more about the algo in another video anyway. I'll do like a review of the month, what happened and stuff. We have some things for us to work on for sure, but it's going well, so that's awesome. NCD CAD is close to a resistance area at 0.92. I want to wait a little bit for price to get closer to the zone and then look for bearish trades. Okay, anyway, we have to wait for price to hit the upper band of the Bollinger Band, and that might take some time. Okay, so yeah, we'll wait for this. S&P, we don't care. USD CAD is at the support area here at 1.31. I want to see price, well, not like we didn't have any setup on this for a long time. Okay. No, so we had no setup on this for some time. So I'm gonna wait probably for price to hit the upper band here at or I mean the upper zone, 1.35. Although this is, we'll see what happens with this, but it's quite tight. It's not really moving that well, so we'll just see. Okay, but for now I probably won't take trade on this because it's like already off the zone and it doesn't look too nice. It looks like too tight for me. USDGPY is, yeah, so broke a intermediate zone of resistance. Okay, 111. Now you want to look for the other zone, or you look for again the pullback thing. So you wait for a pullback on some lower time frame charts, and then buy on this. But so far we just like broke, we have no pullback, so you cannot really look for pullbacks there. You just have to wait a little bit, see if we have a pullback. If not, just wait for the next zone. Okay, which is gonna be at 115 or 14. Okay, 15, 14 doesn't make a big difference. And then USD SJD is coming back to here to retest the support at 1.34, and that's when you look for you want to look for bullish trades there. But we're quite not there yet, so we have to wait a little bit on this pair. Okay, for bullish trades. And that is it, guys. We've done it. Let me go back to read the comments, and we'll do this. I just want to take a few minutes to answer your question or whatever. If there's no question, which it doesn't seem there is right now, it's nice. I appreciate. Either you guys understood really well, which I hope, or just let me know down in the comment if you have any question on this, anything you want me to look at, or anything special. We'll look at it because I have some time. I have to pack my suitcase after. I'm heading to Hua Hin tomorrow, and yeah, we'll make this happen. It's gonna be back at the beach, which I'm really excited about. It's gonna be cool. Let's see. I'll stick around for like a minute or two, just to make sure there's no question, and then I'm packing. Obey the Wind says, do you run algos on MT4? Yes, I do. Awesome question. Rolling in. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. Cool. So yeah, I run my algos on MT4, and here's something. Yeah, so I'll talk about this right now because it's kind of point of interest right now. So we found out last month by reviewing my trades with the algos that the algo took the settings on MT4. For some reason, we let the algo run long time. They kind of change. They go back to like the original setting, okay, which is kind of stupid. So some trades were taken that were not supposed to be taken. That caused a losing month on the algo last month, which should have been a profitable month. Okay. Fortunately, I don't have all my money in the algo right now, which is a good thing. But we have to correct this, and so now we kind of simplify the algo, make it a simple version that only I use. That's kind of really like customized for me. With no settings, so you cannot change any settings. They're all by default, and that's gonna make it like that no setting will be changed because it's been frustrating a little bit. So but yeah, MT4 it works fine until like you find the bugs and stuff, but it's still fine. How long have you been trading for? Sean says, so I've been trading for 6 years now, almost 6 years. 6 years in I think like July. Yeah, that's something of the sort. How does one know when they are ready to trade a real account? There's no point. So some people are gonna say, well, double your account and demo. I think it's stupid because like it takes you a full year, which is fine, but there's no point. It's like you gotta be comfortable yourself. You gotta know that your stats are good. It's like you just have to get yourself like a plan to graduate, right? And then if you happen to graduate too fast, meaning like if you go from, let's say, high school to whatever, university, or from elementary school to university from the start, and then you realize like not for you, you have to go back, then you go back. So if you go from like a demo account to a live account, it's too much for you, then go back, right? Just don't like push and move forward more. So it's about kind of finding a plan for yourself to move forward, but then going backward and correcting things if you need to. Okay, don't have your ego telling you, oh, I have to go live because I need to make money, or I need to go live because I'm good. That won't work long term. That's gonna work well to start with, but not long term. So you want to be really careful about that. Okay, but there's no real time. It's like know your stats. When your stats are good for some time, I would say like 20 trades at least, and that you are feeling confident about it, not too confident, like not overly confident, but correct about it. Then you can go live. Okay. So that is about it for this, and yeah. So guys, that's awesome. I'm gonna be working this week on a new course that I'm publishing next week. Course with Mandy. If you guys want to check it out, we'll have some more details soon. It's a course about. I can do the titles. It's pretty cool. So the course title is 7 ways to stick to your trading plan, or 7 simple ways to stick to your trading plan. So yeah, it's gonna be published next week. I'm pretty excited. The tips are really good. So just watch the interviews with Mandy if you want to know more about this. The interview is going to be coming up on next Sunday, so I think March 10th. And the course won't be free, but there's plenty of other resources I have for free if you want to check out the free stuff. So yeah, that's going to be up next week. And I'm working hard on it, so it should be pretty awesome. Yeah. Obey the Wind says, have you ever heard of C-Trader? If you have, check it out. No update on MT4 anymore. Yeah. So that's the thing. So MT4 they stopped doing updates. MT5, it's not the best. And C-Trader might work. I just never tried it. Yeah. So thank you, Jane. Your videos are wonderful. I appreciate it a lot. It's awesome. And on that note, guys, we'll finish here for today. Thanks for watching once again. Comment below what you thought, your question, or whatever. I want to answer them, of course. I'll be able to help you out throughout the week. And we have a video coming up tomorrow about something, which I don't know what it is. It's already scheduled and stuff, but so check it out for sure. Make sure you subscribe to the channel also. And I'll catch you back here, I guess, tomorrow. Ciao.